The seats now. Over to you, President.
Thank you. All right, thank you also very much for coming out this morning. Good morning once again. We are very honored to have our honorary member of the society and our former Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Barrett, with us here this morning. I see Mr. Kangal, activists and representatives of so many different areas of not just agriculture, but concerned citizens of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a very defining moment for the agriculture sector in this country. And your presence here today signals that you have the heart of this country as a patriot. We have signaled this morning that we have defied the politics. It is not about which side of the political fence. It is about where we intend as citizens of this country to take this country. This is what this situation here this morning is all about. This is what this meeting here this morning is all about. Standing with me here are members of the board of the Agriculture Society of Trinidad and Tobago. And all of you come from different parts of the country. I see people from as far as Nursery, Grand River, Toko. Thank you all so very much. Felicity, the students at the University of the West Indies Agriculture Society, thank you all so very much. It means, therefore, that you are taking very seriously the future of this country's agriculture sector. And we intend for you to take this issue beyond from what it is today and ensure that St. Augustine Nurseries is protected and these lands are protected. This morning we are talking about saving St. Augustine Nurseries and what we as citizens, not just as farmers and agriculturists, what we intend to do. Do we intend to continue to sit and let whoever is the government of the day continue to walk over us and destroy the assets of this country? St. Augustine Nurseries is the heartbeat of the agriculture sector. All of you know that. For the last 25, 30 years, is here we have been coming and getting our planting material. In this package which we have distributed this morning, very, very important information. And I will walk you through the process. When you have ministers of government want to come publicly and say that nothing is going to be affected, ladies and gentlemen, the HDC have identified this parcel of land as the parcel of land that they're going to build houses. And I ask all of you here today, do you intend to allow them to destroy that rootstock that we see here?
No!
Look at the fertility of that soil.
No!
Look at what we have existing there. We have here this morning a document. And this document states the list of germplasm resources at risk to be lost at St. Augustine Nurseries if we allow the HDC and the present government, in particular the Minister of Planning, if we allow them to go ahead with the intention to build houses here. We have some 303 trees that have been existing here, species, for over 25 years. This 7 decades. This is not something that you could take down today and have it grown somewhere else. This nursery, this germplasm that exists here, have been over the years providing tree crops, food for this, food crops, avocado, and the list goes on and on. Kaimit, balata, all of these are the plants that we get here out of these nurseries. The list is here. It is some 38 different varieties. And I asked Minister Clarence Rambara this morning, Mr. Minister, I have told you so many times, I have told the Prime Minister, if you cannot do this job, it's time you leave. And if you don't leave, we will do what we have to do and get you out. Because you, Mr. Minister, have lied to your government and said that the nurseries will not be affected. You tell us, Mr. Rambarat, this morning, where in Trinidad we can go and find this plantation, this nursery plantation. We want to know that from you this morning, Mr. Rambarat. And Madam Minister Camille Robinson-Regis, you said yesterday morning on a particular television station that Mr. Barrett and I is misleading this country and we are reporting the facts. That is it here. That is the facts as it there. You said that there are no trees That is it there. They are not only trees, they are trees with fruits on it. That is it standing there. This is St. Augustine Nurseries. So you tell us, Madam Camille Robinson-Regis, Madam Minister, where you intend to put the house. Because the defense line of defense is the Ramboli Trace Housing Development, which in 2002, the HDC took 50 acres of the land. You said it have 150 something acres, bring your Severa, we waiting. And we will wait for you to tell us where the 153 acres is. Because St. Augustine Nurseries have been assaulted by HDC over the years and have now been reduced to only 53 acres of land. That is the facts. That is the facts as it stands. So when we as citizens allow the government to continue, we must tell them that the resources of Trinidad and Tobago doesn't belong to no cabinet. And it belongs to no political party. My birth paper and yours right, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. That is what our birth paper is. And we have a right to have a say in the resources of this country. And this St. Augustine Nurseries, all of us and the rest of Trinidad will be coming together. Forget the politics. It is time we put country first. This is about the future. Is this government intention making us an apple and grapes country? I want to ask Mr. Rambarat and his cabinet, do you intend to make us an apple and grapes country? What about Balata? What about climate? What about Five Fingers? When you destroy that nurseries, that is what you will be destroying. And we will not sit by idle because my children, your children, and all our grandchildren have to live in Trinidad and Tobago. It belongs to all of us. We have distributed this morning to you, the media personnel, several letters that we have written to the relevant individuals and institutions. We wrote Ms. Camille Robinson-Regis, who is the Minister of Planning, indicating to her why this decision is going forward to do what they intend to do with these lands is wrong. So we have that letter here, and that have been sent off already. We also have with us in that package, we wrote the chairman of the EMA, asking the EMA not to grant approval so that this land will be used for housing. We also wrote the managing director of the HDC, indicating to him how ill-informed he is, and he needs to reverse that decision and go south of the Carney River and build a house or houses on the 77,000 acres of land it have down the road there. And Mr. Rambarat, you know how to get leases quickly within a short space of time. So give HDC a lease for lands on the 77,000 acres, not St. Augustine Nurseries.
Yeah.
We wrote this Margaret Carter, the CEO of the Tunapuna Regional Corporation, indicating to them why these lands need to be protected, and if they have made any decision to support building, they need to reverse that decision. We also wrote to Ms. Paula Drakes, the lady of the moment, the Commissioner of State Land. Madam Ms. Paula Drakes, Madam Commissioner, we the farmers and the stakeholders of the agriculture sector have the fullest of confidence in you that you will not sign that change of use for this land to move it from agriculture into housing. You indicated to me how passionate you are about agriculture and farmers and farming in Trinidad. So we rely upon you, Ms. Paula Drakes, Commissioner of State Land, with that power vested in you. Let the country know the power that you have, Madam Commissioner, and do not sign that document to allow the change of use for this land. We also wrote the chairman of the Tunapuna Regional Corporation, and we ask you, Mr. Chairman, forget the politics. Think about your country. Think about your children. Think about the price of Julie Mango now, and if we could propagate more plants, how much less you will be paying for Julie Mango and everything else. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important piece of document here. And it talks about land issues in Augustine Nurseries from an agronomic standpoint. And we have identified in this document some 17 reasons why this has to be protected. And I can read for you all. Number one, the land issue at St. Augustine Nurseries is of urgent national importance. The premise for using that land by the HBC is faulty. Request to reside near 6,000 HDC applicants. Class 1 soil was selected to site this in Augustine Nurseries to facilitate production of healthy mother trees. That is the germplasm from which buds, grafts, seeds, and cuttings are to be obtained for plant propagation. On the very best soil type in the island. This soil type here, ladies, and soil. And right now in this country, this piece of land here and a parcel in Chaguaramas are the only two existing parcels of grade 1 agriculture soil. So when we put the houses on the grade 1 agriculture soil, what are we going to plant the food crops on? What are we going to plant it on? You could go down, Mr. HDC and Ms. Robinson Regis, down Carney, get the classification, the soil map, and see where it's best that you could put your soils, your houses down there. We cannot, as citizens of this country, allow you to continue to abuse the agricultural lands in this country, because that is what it is. And it goes on. This acreage of River Estate loam, right, it's rather small. It is 7,814 acres totally in the country. So this soil type here is very rare. You can't go down Grandy or you can't go down Carney and get this soil type. It is rare. It is only here and in Chaguaramas. And they already took most of the 7,000 acres and put houses on it already. So you want to take the remaining 53 that you have here to go and put houses down. So where you're going and plant these germplasm so we can continue to have plants so that we can continue to grow this country's food production. These are the questions we want Mr. Rambarat this morning and his sidekick, Abhinav Singh, the great sweet potato farmer, to tell us this morning. And the document goes on. We have sent it out to all the media houses. If there's anybody here who have not gotten a copy of this document, which is very detailed, it is very factual, we'll be happy to give it to you. It talks about the rare fruit trees selected on the basis of the proven mother trees being high yielders of superior quality food base. And a lot of time and effort have been utilized over the years by food agronomists and other professionals in putting together this St. Augustine Nurseries. So ladies and gentlemen, this germplasm collection is very diverse and it is one of a kind in the Caribbean. Nowhere in the Caribbean you can go and find that. Nowhere. And Citrus Growers Association must come and tell this country that the thousands of citrus plants they took to plant their estate in Guyana. They get it. So we are not only supplying planting material for this country, we are supporting agricultural development in the region. And Mr. Prime Minister, isn't Trinidad and Tobago part of the CSME? Isn't it, Mr. Prime Minister? Tell us. We want to know. You all said we are lying. Mr. Barrett and I is purporting the facts. We are misleading the country. Mr. Prime Minister, Madam Camille Robinson Regis, look, the facts are there. Where are you this morning? I issued a public invitation to you to come here. Let the truth be told to the people of this country, because it's about time we, the citizens, tell these politicians where to get off. This is not nobody's private property. Mr. Rambarat, this is not yours. Or this doesn't belong to your generation to sign up when you feel like it. It doesn't, Mr. Rambarat. It belongs to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, there is another important piece of document. We have 41 people sitting down in that place for the Spain called Parliament. All you aware how much all the taxpaying dollars going to support them? All you must try and get that information. This is the budget allocation for 2018. When Mr. Imbert, the Minister of Finance, got up in the Parliament and read the budget for agriculture for 2018, this place, St. Augustine Nurseries, was given an allocation of $2.85 million to enhance St. Augustine Nurseries. In this document, which is taken out of the allocation for 2018, that is approved by the Parliament. This is an approved document. Parliament approved, including you, Madam Camille Robinson-Regis, including you, Mr. Prime Minister. All of you sit down, and the opposition leader too, because you ain't going to be left out of this mess. Everybody, this issue must have a stake in it. And when 41 members of Parliament sit down, and we believe that they have our interests at heart by approving this document to spend money to enhance the Augustine Nurseries, look at what you all sit down in the Parliament now and allowing these people to do. So all you have to figure out if Parliament is the place for you. Figure out that parliamentarian, because you are lying to the people of this country. And in this document, the expenditure for 2018, we see in particular expansion of field germplasm, $300,000. Look at here, ladies and gentlemen. The parliament of this country, the government of the day, who is saying now that is a decade ago you have citrus greening. That is a decade ago there was intention to destroy these nurseries. Why it is? Or let's sit down in Parliament and approve $300,000 to improve the germplasm, to enhance the germplasm here. Look at in black and white. Look at here. Madam Robinson-Regis, you want facts? Look the facts here. You want the truth, Trinidad and Tobago? Look the truth here. Look at here. So we want to know, Madam Robinson-Regis, you said yesterday morning on national television, more than a decade ago, we have citrus greening here. We want to know, a decade ago, why all you accepted money from the United Nations through FAO to enhance the Augustine Nurseries. If you know, if you know that those plants are disease, and we, the Agricultural Society of Trinidad and Tobago, we not a father, by the way. We operate with a parliamentary mandate. And we don't represent no politician in this country. I want to make that very clear this morning. We represent the rights and interests of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And I want to send a message to this present government. We, the Agricultural Society of Trinidad and Tobago, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago will be writing the United Nations and letting them know that 10 years ago you take the money to do X, Y, and Z. What is your intention to do? That is what we're going to do. Because it has to stop. It has to stop. These international agencies, they have confidence in us. They see a country's food security to be very important to its citizens. And if you as a government don't see that, present government, you talk so much about diversification. Prior to the elections of September 2015, on your platform almost every night was a discussion on agriculture development and diversification. What has happened now? Mr. Rambarat, you were put at the Ministry of Agriculture to manage the resources of the agriculture sector. You were not put here to destroy the sector. For the last 2.5 years, Mr. Rambarat, you have been a problem in the Ministry of Agriculture. You have been a major problem for the farmers of this country. And I say to you this morning, sir, it's either tomorrow morning you wake up and become part of the solution, or we will do what is necessary to have you removed from the Ministry of Agriculture. We cannot continue like this. Every time you wake up and food prices go up in the country, they blame the farmers. Farmers price gouging and farmers this and farmers that. I want the people of Trinidad and Tobago this morning to know that when you have high food prices, blame the politicians, because when they destroy your nurseries, you have to now go and import from Belize and somewhere else for wood to grow your nurseries. That is what you have to do. We have seen previous government destroy our citrus industry. You all remember 750 acres in Fodron? You all remember the 1100 plus acres in La Gloria? And we sat idly as citizens.
Don't forget Sagaramas.
And we must not, and don't forget Chagramas wetlands. Welcome, my brother. We must not, as citizens, continue to let government destroy our livelihood. We are patriots. Trinidad and Tobago is ours. And let us stand up. The time is now. It cannot be tomorrow. Because when you put a bulldozer there and you destroy that nursery, it is going to take you 30 years and more before you can get those plants to be the stage of it is today. And that is the truth as it is. That, Madam Camille Robinson Regis, is the truth being told. Trinidad and Tobago, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, that is the full truth, and nothing but the truth. Look at here. I didn't drop them plans this morning. You see that fence there? We can't go beyond it. That has been there for how many years now? And that is what, before your eyes, is going to be destroyed by the HDC, the Minister of Planning, and the Minister of Agriculture. That is what's going to be destroyed.
Well.
And my colleague reminded me there are several Wassa wells here. Where's Wassa? We hear the woos of Trinidad and Tobago every morning. Can't get water. As you go along, which we intend to take the media some way, somehow. If we had to cut down the fence, we had to cut down the fence. Very good. So the ministry staff is going to take us in. Very good.
We have my push for the wellers.
Right, so there are wells kept up. Right, there are existing wells. There are wells that serve potable water to the community. Where is the community? Because when you put houses here, right, obviously your sewer system is going to contaminate your water system because these are underground wells. So where are we really going in this country? Where are we really going, Mr. Prime Minister? Tell us. We want to know where we're going. Well, we know the Prime Minister is a farmer. We know he used to be our former Minister of Agriculture. So we expect, Honorable Prime Minister, you being a former Minister of Agriculture and a pride farmer, you boast all the time that you are a farmer. We expect you to be championing this cause. We expect you, Mr. Prime Minister, to be reversing this decision of the Cabinet, because we know by Cabinet minute number what? 1300 and something, can't remember, right? But the Cabinet note is there, Cabinet minute is there. We know that you Cabinet already took a decision to carry forward their intended purpose of destroying these nurseries and putting houses. So we take questions on the table. Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, my purpose here today is as an honorary member of the Agricultural Society, in case you're wondering why I'm here as a former politician, and also to support the Agricultural Society in this quest to save the St. Augustine Nursery. After 55 years of independence, we still depend on the world to feed Trinidad and Tobago. 85% of all the food we consume in Trinidad and Tobago is actually imported. 85% of what we eat in Trinidad and Tobago is actually imported food. And so therefore, if we continue to destroy more and more arable agricultural lands, we're going to find ourselves at the mercy of the rest of the world to continue to feed us. The same problems that have existed for farmers and for the agricultural sector for the last 50 years are the same problems that we have and the same challenges we have today. Whether it's water and drainage and flooding, infrastructure, financing costs, input costs, previous larceny, gluts in the market, security of tenure, all the same problems that we've had in the last 30, 40 years are the same problems we have today, simply because government after government, including the government I was a part of, and I admit that, I put my hands up and say that no one government has found it necessary to support wholeheartedly the agricultural sector so that we can feed ourselves.
Yes.
We talk, it sounds good. Every government manifesto, where there's PNM, UNC, everybody, they talk about food security for our nation. And immediately as we get into government, you all know that in my own government, my government bulldozed farmers' crops. Even though in our manifesto we said we would support agricultural land. And I say that not as a criticism, but just to put in context how governments in the past, regardless of whoever it is, whichever color, red or yellow, have treated the farming community. So we talk about food security on the one hand, yet we bulldoze crops on the other. We talk about diversifying the economy away from oil and gas, but we come and we destroy the St. Augustine nurseries and we destroy other food crop bearing areas. This has to stop. The minister yesterday contradicted myself and Mrs. Suku on television saying that this place hasn't been used in over a decade. They've grown nothing in over a decade. Well, I want to assure you there's a report on the minister's desk as we speak that shows that plant production here has moved from 90,000 plants a year to 144,000 plants a year last year. And you all know this is not a profit-making venture. What the St. Augustine Nurseries does is it produces plant stock for the entire country, including farmers, and ordinary citizens can walk in and buy it, not to make a profit, but to be able to have food planting stock available to the country. And so a plant here sells for $10 or $15. The same plant you might have to go elsewhere and pay $50 or $60 for. And yet still, $25. And yet still, the figures will show that the revenues for this St. Augustine Nurseries last year was over $1.4 million. Right? And so therefore, when the minister speaks about myself and Mrs. Suku misleading the population, she's completely and totally wrong. In fact, she knows she's wrong. She's deliberately misleading the population. And in fact, as Mrs. Suku said, lying to the population, but this is what they do. I am telling you, I speak objectively here. Everybody knows this is the St. Joseph constituency. And everybody knows that by putting 500 houses in the St. Joseph constituency, what the government is attempting to do. We all know that. But in the meantime, the major issue here is the destruction of major germplasm that is existing. I used to come here as a 5-year-old child with my parents because I grew up in the St. Augustine area, right? That is many years ago, many years ago, right? So when you destroy this, you destroy germplasm for breadfruit, oranges, mangoes, avocados, oranges, chenet, kaimit, breadfruit, all the things that we know as indigenous to Trinidad and Tobago is going to be destroyed. And that is then going to allow us now, of course, as you know, for importers to step in and import international fruits into Trinidad and Tobago. And everything that we know as citizens of Trinidad and Tobago will be lost. They want houses on the East-West Corridor. The East-West Corridor stretches from Mayaro to Chagaramas. It doesn't only end it doesn't only start and end in St. Joseph. So if you want houses on the East-West Corridor, in addition to the Caroni lands that Mrs. Suku talked about, the 77,000 acres of land, you have lands stretching from Mayaro to Chagaramas. So this is, in my opinion, a naked grab for these lands for a specific purpose, and we must stand up as a population. If there is one issue of national importance that this country must coalesce around, it is the saving of the St. Augustine Nurseries.
And then we will all together. So when you go back to different communities, you'll be able to tell the truth. We all together will be going in to see that collection of germplasm that's in the St. Nursery house. We are all going in there. And by the way, we have the former director of St. Augustine Nurseries, Mr. Evans Ramkilawan, who is a fruit agronomist. He's a weed scientist, not a ganja scientist, right? A weed scientist, specialized in coconut and so on, as a former director and agronomist. He wants to address you all. I'm asking you all, he's a member of the board of the Agriculture Society, to talk to you all about this collection here before we go in, before we take questions from the media.
Okay, good day everyone. I speak. I think there is a serious disconnect between what the people in the Ministry of Agriculture, the Minister of Agriculture, and the Minister of Trade, right?
No, there you go.
The information they are getting and as to what is actually happening on the ground. Okay, what they are saying is uh, the trees are diseased. Nothing has been going on here for the last 10 years. So someone is deliberately feeding them misinformation. I can tell you the St. Augustine nurseries at this point in time is seriously starved for funds. Okay? The, there are two tractors right now that are down for minor repairs and they can't get funds to repair them. Okay? If you look over on my left there, you will see the beautiful germplasm. Careful planning was made to set up that germplasm, and the germplasm is about 20 years old. I, as a fruit agronomist, was responsible for identifying these varieties all over the country, okay, based on their high yields, their, their resistance to disease and pests, and in terms of their high quality. We took fruit samples, we did organoleptic tests, we tested them for the vitamin C content, the degree bricks or sugar content, okay? The parent trees, we made sure that they were selected based on their consistency of bearing each year. So when budwood or cyan material is taken from them, the highest possible planting material is obtained. So this collection has over 36 different species of rare fruit types. Mammy apple, custard apple, right? The whole works is written here. Wax apple, jackfruit, abiyu, aki, soursop, Chinese tamarind, West Indian cherry, chalta, cashew, piwa, velvet apple, and many, many types which your children probably never saw or tasted. Okay, this is a conservation site. This is part of our heritage. And the soil type on which this is being grown is the best in Trinidad, based on the soil capability survey by Professor Hardy of the University of the West Indies. So they are saying the citrus here is diseased. The citrus right over all over the country has citrus greening, and you cannot eradicate or cut down all the trees. The professor from Florida that came here today, right, on consultancy, recommended that the trees be managed better, right? Don't cut them down, fertilize them, okay? Use biorationals to control the vector, okay? So we have to preserve this. We have to work together. We will never give up this fight. We will never surrender. Thank you very much.
Alright, so we take questions. I want to stay here for questions in case they want to find out anything. Before we take you all into the nurseries, we're going to show everybody here this morning. You have your phone, you can take pictures and put it on social media and let the country and the world know what is happening here in Trinidad and Tobago. So we take questions from you all.
The letters that you have are dated, I think, 16th of February 2018, so that's just a few days ago. With the project started to start in 2 months, do you have a time frame whereby you expect to hear from those that you've reached out to?
Well, within 5 days of the date on that letter, if we don't hear from these individuals, we will be writing them again. And in that second letter, we will be given a time frame for an official response to our meeting. The Prime Minister have indicated that he likes to have conversation with the people. We have also had a letter done. It should be on its way to the office now, asking him for a conversation with the agriculture sector to discuss St. Augustine nurseries and its future.
Have you had similar correspondence before these letters went out to these said people? And if so, have you had any feedback from them in terms of any positive feedback?
No, we only know of the government's intention via an associate in agriculture. The night before Fantastic Friday, that was a Thursday night, We heard about it probably about 10 o'clock in the night. And Friday they had this consultation like a thief in the night, right? Not publicly. That plan should not go forward. So that's when we knew of the situation. Fantastic Friday, Carnival Friday. And since then, we have continued to try to progress the issue by sensitizing the country, understanding what is here and why it should be preserved.
So should a meeting actually, should they reach out to you all and agree to a meeting? And will you all be willing to go to that meeting with an open mind?
We willing to go to that meeting right now. Let us all together with the stakeholders discuss the issue. And I want to make it clear that we are the Agriculture Society of Trinidad and Tobago. We are for national development, whether it be housing, industries, or whatever. But we must stop sacrificing one sector for the other. Food is important to all of us. And just as you place importance on housing, we must also place significant, even more importance on food. Because when you build the houses and you put the people, where are you going to feed them? So we are prepared. We are the Agriculture Society of Trinidad and Tobago, and our thousands, hundreds of thousands of stakeholders are prepared to sit in any meeting, anytime, 24/7. We are available. My telephone number is public, and I can give it again to Ms. Robinson Regis. If you can't find me, take it through the media here today. 298-7217. To you, Mr. Prime Minister, as well. 298-7217. Call me. I'm available 24/7.
So during your contribution, you said that the plants are healthy. During the director's contribution, he said that the citrus, it does in fact, they do in fact have citrus greening, but that's not a reason to cut down the plants. What is the position on that? What is the firm position on that?
He will answer you. But before he answers you, let me tell you that this nursery here, less than 5% consists of citrus. So to say that the citrus is being destroyed, that's less than 5%. We are talking about every other fruit tree that is listed here.
Okay. If you look at those trees here, those trees were tested and positive. But the disease slowly progresses. And during that time, you can manage the tree by giving it fertilizer and other agronomic practices. Okay, good weed control and so on. So, the minister's view is, all the trees are infected, they need to be cut down, and what should be planted instead? Houses.
And obviously, if you want to destroy the trees, you need to show, well, where are you going to have continuity? So you are destroying something with, as usual, no plan. I've been asking Rambarat almost 3 years now in the ministry, where is your plan for the sector? No plan. So obviously, when you intend to destroy, you are telling this country, as Minister of Agriculture, I have no plan for Trinidad and Tobago's food security.
Madam Speaker, nobody has in conduct the plan, no part of the wood.
No part of the world, that's true. This government recently brought in an expert from the University of Florida to have a seminar on the citrus greening, and he made the point, as Evan said, that all you need to do is manage your crops. It is not a call for destruction, it is a call for management. That is all that is called for. Most definitely, but of course, as a responsible institution, we are